For decades, crime narratives followed the same pattern. Investigators looked for men. Media focused on male suspects, and when women appeared in criminal cases, they were often treated as witnesses, accomplices, or victims. In the files you're about to hear, that assumption became a critical mistake. These are not stories of impulse or chaos. These are documented cases where women operated unnoticed, underestimated, or misclassified, sometimes for years. This is Five Files. What connects these cases is not brutality alone, but perception. In each file, investigators initially failed to see the threat because it did not match expectations. File 5 begins with a case that unfolded slowly, quietly, and almost invisibly. For nearly 20 years, Dorothea Poon operated a boarding house in California. She appeared polite, elderly, and harmless. She collected rent checks and Social Security payments from her tenants. What investigators later discovered was that those tenants were disappearing. When police searched the property, they found bodies buried in the backyard. Authorities later acknowledged that complaints had been filed years earlier, but the case never escalated. Poon was seen as disorganized, eccentric, but not dangerous. The crimes continued because suspicion never followed her. File 5 documents not just violence, but how long it took to recognize it. File 4 involves deception at a much larger scale. Elizabeth Holmes presented herself as a visionary. She promised revolutionary medical technology and attracted investors, politicians, and former government officials for years. Concerns raised by employees were dismissed. The image she projected, young, composed, confident, worked as camouflage. Federal investigations later revealed extensive fraud. According to court records, test results were inaccurate, machines failed, and critical information was concealed. The case was not ignored, but delayed. Regulators trusted presentation over verification. File 4 shows how authority can be persuaded by confidence instead of evidence. File 3 demonstrates how danger can hide behind familiarity. Eileen Wuornos was known to police long before her crimes were fully understood. She was arrested multiple times for minor offenses. Her background fit the category of someone constantly visible to law enforcement, yet her murders went undetected for months. Investigators initially treated the deaths as unrelated. Victims were found in different locations. Circumstances varied, and assumptions delayed pattern recognition. When the truth emerged, authorities acknowledged that early indicators were present but overlooked. File 3 records how classification failure can cost time. File 2 is less violent, but no less calculated. Anna Sorokin, also known as Anna Delvey, convinced banks, hotels, and individuals that she was a wealthy European heiress, despite repeated inconsistencies. Institutions extended credit and access. According to court documents, background checks were incomplete or ignored. The crimes were not hidden. The signals were present, but her presentation disrupted suspicion. File 2 illustrates how perception shapes trust, even in regulated systems. File 1 brings all the others together. Across multiple federal case studies, law enforcement agencies documented a consistent pattern. Crimes committed by women were statistically less likely to be immediately classified as high risk or serial in nature. This delayed escalation, reduced resource allocation, and prolonged investigations. The files do not suggest bias as intent, but as assumption. Investigators followed historical patterns. Criminals exploited them. File 1 is not a single case, but a documented vulnerability within investigative frameworks. What these files reveal is not that women are more dangerous, but that danger is often misjudged. When it doesn't look familiar, these cases were not hidden because there was no evidence. They were delayed because evidence was interpreted through expectation. Which file surprised you the most? This was 5 Files. Subscribe, like, and comment.